Recently, we have been out in the world training a lot of you guys at different camps, and we always get one question. How do we get more power in the backhand?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
For that reason, we are making this video. We will show you guys 6 powerful steps to get more power in our backhands. And hopefully, we can hit a jump smash like Lisa Gia.
Oh, that's a good shot. Oh.
Or backhand clear like Taufik hit it.
If you are ready, we are ready.
So let's get in the hole and look at tip number 1.
Now we are in the hole, ready to train. But let me introduce you to the power meter. We will use this power meter to visualize for you how much power you can generate if you use all these tips we have in this video. For tip number 1, as always, we need to look at the grip. How do we hold the racket to generate all this power that we want in our backhand shots? You need to start by holding a neutral bevel grip. But when you want to add power into your shots, you actually rotate a little bit towards the thumb grip. That would look something like this, that we start with the grip on the bevel, and then you push with the fingers, and the grip is rotating inside of your hand to generate even more power. Let's see the grip in action. As you can see, William is doing a net kill shot. In this shot technique, he's actually only rotating the grip inside of the hand from the bevel grip into the thumb grip, generating the power in the shot.
Tip number 2. This was not how to do it. The second tip is you have to be very loose while hitting shots to generate proper power. Just like Thomas just showed us, we have to hold the proper grip, but we also need to be loose. This is especially important for a later part of this video where we'll also be looking at generating the finger power. But for now, what we need to focus on is being as loose as possible. This means being completely untensioned in our hand and our forearm so we can generate the maximum amount of power. An area in the game where this is used a lot is the flat drives because everything is happening so incredibly fast. So let's take a look at that one. And if we succeed in implementing this, it should very much look something like this.
The next move is also a key element. So get ready for this one, because this is the first move into adding all the power into the shots. The elbow pre-move or the pre-stretching move. To visualize it for you, imagine you are shooting an arrow. So you're pulling back and releasing all the power. The same thing happens with the elbow, that you are pulling up the pre-stretch move, and then you use all the power after the elbow has been, shoot in front or been thrown up in the air. It's always the elbow that starts the end movement. A part of the game where we use this a lot, that is the doubles defense, where you are in the defensive position, waiting for the smash for the opponents. Here you also shoot the elbow in front to generate the fast power. But let's take a look at a few clips where we don't use the elbow, and also a powerful shot where I'm using the elbow correctly.
We are going straight into the forearm rotation. We almost considered having step 3 and step 4 being the same tip, but we chose to have them be different, considering that we'll actually throw our elbow first and then the forearm. But before I explain too much, I think I'll just ask Thomas to explain it to me, considering he's the one that won the World Championships.
Yeah, so the forearm rotation, once again a key element here to generate the power. We just talked about the elbow, so now comes the rotation in the arm. So imagine, William, that you have to rotate all of this forearm down together with the wrist to generate the power. So first comes the elbow, then comes the rotation into the shot, like this. You can also do it if we stand side by side, take the arm up, do an inwards rotation and an outwards rotation. So now we're actually rotating the forearm, as you can see here, all the way through.
And how would people normally do this wrong when trying to do this?
This would usually just be with the fingers, that they're using the wrist wrongly like this. We need to have the forearm together with the wrist to generate even more power. Try to do it again. And now you can try to add a little bit more power using the outward rotation. So when you're going outwards, you can rotate a little bit more quickly, like that. Yes, so you're generating the power now, you have the elbow in position, and you're rotating the forearm like this. That's perfect.
The last time Thomas and I was out teaching internationally, we worked on this with a group of players, but we experienced a lot of people thinking they were rotating the forearm, but they were actually rotating in their shoulder. A way you can try to isolate your forearm and figure out how to do it properly is to grip your elbow and from here rotate. You should still be able to rotate, and now it's only by rotating the forearm. But now that we know all of this, I think it's time to go see it in action, both the right and the wrong way.
And now we need to generate the last power, that is the finger power, where you tighten up and use all your power, all your muscles in adding a backhand clear, doubles defense, or whatever it can be. Let's try to visualize all 5 tips in one big movement. So let's bring in William. Oh, William is on the wrong side. Just a second. Now William is here. Let's take a look at the 5 steps. So the first one, William, that was the bevel grip. All right, we have the bevel grip. Number 2, be loose in the fingers and in the arm, the upper body. All right. Number 3, let's try to put you down into the backhand clear here. So number 3 was shooting the elbow up. Perfect. Comes the forearm rotation. And now comes the next part in this video. That is the finger power. And adding the finger power, that is the last movement to generate all the power into the backhand clear, as you can see William is doing here. Connecting all the 5 tips. Amazing power. You can hear the sound.
Now it's time to break the power meter. To generate the absolute maximum amount of power, we need to incorporate what we call the whip back effect. As you can hear from the name, it's all about the whip effect. If you are using a whip or using a towel to create a whip movement, if we just continue our arm forward, no power will be added. But if we use a whip and we pull it back, just when we're at the edge of the movement, it generates an enormous amount of power. The exact same applies in badminton. So if you want to generate very powerful shots, we need to use an effect of our arm hitting and whipping back. Now, the key to how to do it properly lies in what I just said. It's about squeezing at the right time. So if we succeed in throwing our elbow, forearm firing, and then we squeeze our fingers in the end, and let go of them again, we will create a whip effect following back. It is important to emphasize that doing this whip back effect isn't necessary in order to hit a powerful backhand. It is just the icing on the cake, the last 4-5% of power, and it is something that the professionals do all the time. This shot can be compared to a stick smash in the forehand. So let's take a look at a stick smash in the backhand. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you want even more content, go follow all our other social media channels. There's a bunch on there.
And we have even more if you check out Badminton Family Plus, our e-learning platform and app. Go sign up and check thousands of e-learning videos.
Yeah. And lastly, if you want to be trained by Thomas and me and other top star coaches in Denmark, we have a World Camp in July you can sign up for. So go check that out online. It's on badmintonfamily.com.
Hey,